Good morning, and welcome to the 2018 Undergraduate Commencement Ceremony. We're very happy to have you join us this morning. Our distinguished guests, trustees, alumni, colleagues and friends, faculty and staff, and especially our graduates and their families. To begin, may I present Mary Kennedy from the 50th anniversary class of 1968 and the School of Nursing professor to deliver our invocation. Following the invocation, please remain standing and join in the singing of the Canadian and United States national anthems. Professor Kennedy.
Good morning, everybody. I'm so pleased, so humbled, and so honored to be with you today on this very, very special occasion in your lives. Let us pray. Loving God, we ask your blessings upon the leaders of our church, Pope Francis and our own Bishop Malone, and blessings for the leaders of our college, our president, Lorrie, Clemo, administrators, and all faculty and staff who work so hard on behalf of our students to guide our campus and to lead us on our journey. We pray especially today for the class of 2018 and their families. May they go forth from Duville guided by the knowledge and wisdom they have learned while with us. We beseech you that in the tradition of St. Marguerite Duville, our foundress, we will be lifelong students who contribute to the world community by leading compassionate, productive, and responsible lives that emphasize leadership and service. May we remember the wisdom of Pope Francis, not to judge, but to love, not to build ourselves up, but to work for social justice, to be advocates for the poor, the needy, the disenfranchised, and for the good of all. Help us to realize that life is not about what we can attain for ourselves, but what we can do to make the world a better place for all. May we be peaceful people, welcoming everyone. With your help, O Lord, we can change the world. Go forth in God's love, and may God be with us always. Amen.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God, keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early lights what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
President Clemo, by authorization of the Board of Trustees and the college faculty, I declare the 2018 undergraduate commencement ceremony of DuVo College to be in session. Please be seated. Good morning again and welcome. I'm John Abbarno, Chief Marshal of today's ceremony, and I will be guiding us through this commencement ceremony this morning. Today is a great day at DuVo, the end of an exciting academic year, and we celebrate our students. Our graduates, that I speak for all of us at DuVo College when I say that we are so proud of your achievements throughout your college career, but especially today as you move into the next pause of your life. Should be a phase of your life. Don't pause. At this time, I would like to introduce today's stage party to you. I ask that you please stand when your name is called. Dr. Lorrie Clemo, President of DuVo College. Mr. Joseph McDonald, our honored guest and commencement speaker. Mr. C.J. Erlob, Chair of the Board of Trustees. Mr. Jamel Perkins, Vice Chair of the Board of Trustees. Mrs. Mary Hoffman, Member of the Board of Trustees. Ms. Gretchen Farrell, Member of the Board of Trustees. Mr. Tim Kane, Member of the Board of Trustees. Mr. Efrain Martinez, Member of the Board of Trustees. Mrs. Dolores Prezyna, Member of the Board of Trustees and President of the Alumni Association. Mrs. Kathleen Christie, Vice President for Institutional Advancement. Mr. John Garfoot, Vice President for Finance. Mr. Randall Bowen, Vice President for Enrollment Management and Student Life. Dr. Mimi Steadman, Vice President for Academic Affairs. Mr. Jogi Das, Vice President for Institutional Effectiveness. Dr. Jeremiah Grabowski, Dean of Online Learning. Dr. Judith Lewis, Dean of the School of Nursing. Dr. Maureen Finney, Dean of the School of Health Professions. Sister Mary McCarrick, Member of the Board of Trustees. Dr. Jason Atzett, outgoing Dean of the School of Arts, Sciences, and Education, who will soon become President of Mount St. Mary College. Congratulations and good luck, Jason. and Dr. Patricia Abbott, Associate Professor of Psychology and Event Marshal. All members of the platform, please be seated. If you already haven't, thank you. I would now like to ask Dr. Lorrie Clemo, President of D'Youville, to introduce our commencement speaker. Dr. Clemo.
Good morning. Thank you, Dr. Abbarno. This morning, I am so very pleased to welcome Joseph McDonald, President Emeritus of Catholic Health. Capping a career in healthcare that extended over 40 years, Joe McDonald retired just this year as the President and Chief Academic Officer after 15 years, the longest term in Catholic Health's history. Joe came to Catholic Health in 2002 and guided the organization and its more than 9,000 employees through a challenging time in healthcare. Under his tenure, the organization grew its revenue to over $1 billion, all while maintaining a focus on its faith-based mission. Joe oversaw a system-wide facilities consolidation into Catholic Health's new headquarters and collaborated with other organizations to open new state-of-the-art healthcare centers. A native of Knoxville, Tennessee, Joe earned an MBA from the University of Tennessee in Nashville. He earned the distinction of becoming a fellow of the American College of Healthcare Executives, the premier credential in healthcare management, and served as the chair of the American Hospital Association's Healthcare System Governing Council and many other health-related boards. His credentials and expertise in the healthcare field are without question, but it is his personal commitment to people that helps to set Joe apart. External to his Catholic health, he was a tireless advocate for the community, helping guide programs that provided charity care to those most vulnerable, regardless of background or ideology or economic status. Within the walls of Catholic Health, he was just as committed to people and always focused on defining his organization as both a healing environment for patients as well as a nurturing culture for the associates and physicians. Joe has been recognized and honored throughout his career in Buffalo, receiving the Western New York Citation Award for the National Federation of Just Communities, the Senior Level Regents Award from the American College of Healthcare Executives, the Grassroots Champion Award from the American Hospital Association, and in 2006, a most impressive recognition for achievement in healthcare from D'Youville College. Okay, we may be a little biased. His work truly embodied the values of Catholic health: reverence, compassion, justice, excellence. He is an example that all of us can follow in our lives and will be greatly missed in our community. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my distinct honor and pleasure to welcome Joe McDonald to the podium.
Well, good morning. As you can tell, when I first moved here, people would say, "You're not from around here, are you?" And I used to say, "Well, I'm from South Buffalo." They said, "Farther south than that." I want to first thank you, Madam President. I appreciate it. And CJ, your trustee, it was also a colleague of mine in Catholic Health. So it's a short speech. I was telling somebody as I was walking up, I said, it's only an hour and 23 minutes long. It's much less than that. But I want to sort of us fast forward and think about a couple of things. This morning I got up and I was having my third cup of coffee, and my wife, and I'm talking, and I'm sort of chattering about this. I said, "Honey, this is a big deal for me." I said, in your wildest dreams, did you ever think, in your wildest dreams, did you ever think your husband would be getting an honorary degree? She got real quiet. She says, honey, I hate to tell you, you're not in any of my wildest dreams. So, and then, so she's kept me grounded for a long time. And after I shared with her that I was going to get an honorary doctorate, and she said, she said, well, that's wonderful, that's great. And then and I got this conversation from my son, who's an MD, and my son-in-law. Well, that is a wonderful honor too. But it's not the same as a real PhD or doctorate. And so I listened to that. So I finally came to the conclusion. I said, I know I didn't do a dissertation. I know I didn't do any research. And I know I didn't have to take any comprehensive exams. But I also don't have any school debt as a result of this. So I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty happy about that too. Now I'm going to take this off because this tassel's driving me crazy. But let me. So what I want to do today is, if I had the chance to go out and have a cup of coffee with you, or an adult beverage at Eddie Brady's, and you were asking me about what's important, what advice I would give you as you start your career, I've thought about that. I think there's a wonderful quote. Many of you may or may not have heard of a man named Peter Drucker. Drucker was a very prolific author in the business community in the 1980s and 1990s, and he had a great quote, and he said, the best way to predict the future is to create it. Now, think about that. The best way to predict it is for you to create your future. And I like that forward-thinking approach, and not that your future is going to be solely in other people's hands. It's in your hands. So I want to talk a little bit about that. I envision myself with you, and some of you probably already have jobs. Nurses in the room, I sure hope you've got a job at Catholic Health, just to putting it out there for us. Is that right, CJ? That's good. But you've got to, I'm going to give you some due diligence. First thing you need to do, my thoughts are, is really think about who you want to work for. Think about, is the company or the leader or the manager, do they have values that align with yours? So you have to go through a process of thinking about sort of a retrospective review of their success and read what you can, read public documents, read their annual report, read their promotional literature, and talk to people that work there or talk to people that have left there. And ask the simple question, hey, what's it like to work there? What's the best thing and what's the worst thing? You need to make sure you are landing yourself in an environment where you've got the best possible chance to fulfill things that are important to you. That's critical. We all have known people that they seem to be a bad fit. And there's a saying that there's room on the bus for everybody, but you might not be in the right seat. Well, I think this is the time that you guys need to make sure you are zeroing in on an organization that's going to value you and your gifts. Be selfish about it. Be selfish about it. I tell young people, while it's great to be loyal to companies you work with, and I've always been that way, I always say also think about yourself as Joe McDonald, Inc., and think about where you want to be from a career-wise. There's a wonderful book that I read. It's called Right from the Start, R-I-G-H-T, from the start. And it was a pretty comprehensive review of how people were successful in their careers. And it was an analysis, it's Harvard Business Review article, very good, and it talked about how people were successful, and they also looked at why people were not successful, why they didn't do very well. And I got 3 elements out of that book that I want to share with you. And the first one is, remember that, you've done your due diligence about the company, you're going to talk to them. That due diligence will be very useful to you during the interview process. Because when you're sitting down with managers that are going to hire you, they want to see, is a person interested? Are they invested enough to research about the company? Are you a strategic thinker? And they're trying to envision whether you're going to be a good fit for them. But also remember, so you get the job, it's the right fit for you, it's the right company, you show up for the first day, and let me tell you, the first day you show up is the first step you take to get your next promotion or your next job. You're building a body of work from the very first day. So don't drift into it, your first job. Grab a hold of it and embrace it. You will have to go through torturous orientations. It happens. All companies have to provide a basic amount of information, but that's just your first step. You show up on the job, then you've got 3 zones of work. The first zone is to be a student or a scholar of your company and the department you're working in. The second issue is to build relationships, and the third issue is to build your brand. So I'm going to talk about each one of those. When you go into an organization, you want to reach out. You know, I spent time writing this, and I don't look at any of these notes after I start. You reach out, you go into an organization, you want to find out everything about the department, who started the company, who are the founders. You go in, you find out who are the formal leaders, and just as important, who are the informal leaders. And you need to begin understanding that and trying to understand the strategic plan of the organization and start to envision yourself as, you know, I am going to be an essential piece of this company's strategic future. So again, good student of the organization and continue to learn and think about it. The second thing is critically important, is to build relationships. Some of us are extroverted, some of us are introverted, some of us sort of freak out if we have to speak in front of large groups, some of us don't. But when you go into the job, you're going to have to work with people. And you have to be able to reach out and get comfortable establishing relationships. You'll have your obvious small group relationships in the department or the nursing unit or the PT department. You'll have that. But don't limit yourself to that. Open yourself up. Complex, easy ways to do it. When you go out, find out where people have lunch, sit down at the table, introduce yourself. Hey, I'm new with the organization. Tell me about what you do. And most people will tell you. So do that. Build that relationship. That is going to be very useful for you for your next promotion. People want to know that associates know how to work with other people and demonstrate what they call emotional intelligence. That's a critical piece. The last thing I'd recommend to you is to really understand that you're building your brand. The day you walk in, for the first period of time, you are making commitments, you're promising to do things, you're showing up on time, you're working on projects. All that builds your reputation. And you want to have a stellar reputation. You want to have people that they will notice you because they can depend on you. When you say you're going to do something, you do it. It is very critical. And people sort of sort themselves out pretty quickly. I would recommend you want to be viewed as emerging talent in whatever company you work with or whatever hospital systems. And you want to have people, when projects come up, they said, you know, we need to talk to Jim or Jane. They really are go-getters and they can figure that out. That all builds your reputation. That all sets you up to really, for your next step. Remember Drucker's advice. The very best way to predict the future is to create it. Don't drift into your next job, grab a hold of it, and work into it. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. You learn more from mistakes than you do from your victories, too. And that's what I got for you today. Let me cover about a couple of other things. I think it's important. Remember, there is no such thing as a self-made man or a self-made woman. That is one of the great fantasies. All of us benefited from people coming before us, either in our profession or helping us in school and grammar school or our parents, and they have affirmed us and given us opportunities to move forward. remember to express your appreciation to your parents, your families, your friends, your professors, and your teachers. It is critically important. I also ask you to think about your college. I'm a University of Tennessee fan. I had to resist the urge not to put a big orange T on, but I think it probably wouldn't be well received. I represent my university everywhere. I think you have outstanding academic centers you need to represent too. So be an advocate for your university. Speak well of your college. Big issue, advocate and recruit the next generation of students applying for Duville. They're going to ask you about that. And the last thing I would say, every year, commit to give a gift, no matter how large. It could be $25 every year, because you will help create a solid foundation for the next group of students coming to Duville. Thank you for the opportunity to speak. I wish you the very best. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. McDonald. We are very grateful for your considerable contributions to healthcare in Western New York, but just as importantly, to the people and the communities of our area. We thank you for your thoughtful comments and the time you've spent with us today. I'm now pleased to present Michael Macri, representing the School of Nursing, who will give the salutatory address. Mr. Macri.
Good morning, President Clemo, honored guests, faculty and staff of Duville College, family, friends, and of course my fellow graduates. It is an honor to represent the graduating class of 2018, as well as the School of Nursing. When initially asked to speak on behalf of my fellow classmates, my first action, after confirming that Duville did indeed email the correct person, was to do what any college student does when they have to write some kind of paper. Head to Google. For many of us, this is our first college graduation, our first degree. For others, this may be your second or even third. But for all of us, this is a beginning. Whether you are preparing to enter the workforce or planning to continue on with your graduate education, remember this: you are a Duville graduate, and with that comes a world of opportunity. 5 years ago, I came to Duville to pursue a combined bachelor's and master's degree in occupational therapy. I'm leaving here today with my nursing degree, so life had its own plans for me. But I'd be lying if I said my journey at Duville has been stress-free or that each memory has been a happy one. But one thing I know is that I would not be standing here before you today without the guidance, support, and encouragement of many of the individuals in this very room. Each of us came to Duville at a different point in our lives and for different reasons. Maybe it was the availability of our program of interest, the chance to play sports at the college level, or scholarships received. Or maybe you're like me and you don't really know what made you choose Duville the day before your high school graduation, but you know now that it was the place you were meant to attend and subsequently stay through not one, not two, but 3 college majors. Something I'm sure my fellow classmates and I can all agree on is this: Duville is a unique institution. Unique in that everyone here genuinely wants you to succeed and will help you to do so in any capacity that they are able. There are very few institutions where administrators and faculty not only know your name, but know you as a person. I'm sure I speak for all of us when I say that we've each had the opportunity to work closely with a Duville staff member who has made an impact on our lives for the better. Whether it's a faculty member, club advisor, coach, student life staff member, or college mentor. Along the way, we have each learned a life lesson that did not come from a textbook. Attending Duville has provided all of us the opportunities to grow and become involved in something bigger than ourselves. Many of us have had chances to volunteer, participate in service trips, to conduct research in our chosen fields, or to get involved in a club or a sport that we are passionate about. The opportunities that we have had at UVO have truly made us feel like we are more than just a number, and that is a part of what has made UVO feel a little more like home. As we graduate today, it is important to recognize those who have helped us along the way. So, to my fellow class of 2018, I ask you to please stand. Please turn around and give a round of applause to all of your families, the faculty and staff that have helped you reach this point today. You guys can sit. To my own family and friends, thank you. Thank you for your encouragement and for continuously pushing me to do better. To my DUville mom, Debbie Owens, and my DUville grandpa, Tony Spina, thank you for the corrective hugs, as we've called them, along the way, which at the time were underappreciated but definitely needed. And so, to my fellow graduates, I leave you this piece of advice. Embrace change, even when you might not want to. Embrace new opportunities to be pushed out of your comfort zone and learn more about yourself. You might just be surprised by what you find, for you only grow as an individual when presented with a challenge to do so. Congratulations to my fellow class of 2018. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. McDonald. Thank you, Michael, for your reflections and insights, and congratulations. It is now time for the degrees to be conferred. Out of respect for all the graduates and their families, the audience is asked to please withhold all applause and cheering until all candidates have received their diplomas. I present the faculty who will hood the candidates this morning. Dr. Kimberly Bernosky, Dr. Manpreet Ray, Dr. David Stewart, Dr. Elizabeth Finnegan, Dr. Walter Sisto, and Professor Anna Boneberg. I asked Dr. Mimi Harris Steadman, Vice President for Academic Affairs, to introduce the candidates for degrees, and President Lorrie Clemo to confer the degrees. President Clemo and Dr. Steadman.
President Clemo, it is my privilege to report to you that the candidates assembled here have qualified in all respects for baccalaureate by successfully completing curricula offered by the departments of DUville College and have been recommended by the faculty and Board of Trustees to be awarded appropriate degrees in recognition of their academic achievements. I am pleased to present the candidates hereinafter to be named who have qualified in all respects for the degrees of Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science in Nursing. Graduates, will you please stand?
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of DUville College, I do hereby confer upon you these degrees according to the department in which you have qualified with all honors, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereunto. Graduates, please be seated.
I ask Randy Bowen, Vice President for Enrollment Management and Student Life, to join me to assist with the introduction of our graduates. President Clemo, I now present the candidates from the School of Arts, Sciences, and Education, led by Dean Jason Atzett. These are the graduates for a Bachelor of Arts. Heather Michelle Boole. Abigail Caitlin Booth. Mitchell Charles Boughton. Labus Ioto, Second Lieutenant, United States Army. Jason Folkmer. Jillian Lynn Golding. Alana Humphrey. Jillian Marie Jancic, cum laude. Kristen Josette McMurtry. Lakeler Pa. Morgan Rosso. Alexandra Nicole Sokolovsky. LaVey M. Taylor. Nicole Marie Torre. Suleiman Abdul Kadir. And for the Bachelor of Science, Joshua Aaron Alvira. Noah Andrew Atkinson. Charles James Biddle. Brittany Bradbury. TJ W. Bradfield McKenzie. Thomas Jeffrey Brummer. Crystal Calabrese. Willie Chillis. Colby James Semino. Assisting with the presentation is Dr. Michael Semino, Colby's father. Alexandria Nicole Cummings, cum laude. Michelle Dabney. Kelsey Kaylee Dombluski. Jeffrey Espinoza. Mary Victoria Everhart. Giancarlo Angelo Prezyna. Go ahead and call. Tyler Matthew Fullader. Ryan Jamadi. Ignatius Golombek. Darlene A. Grillo. Nicholas Joshua Holmes. Marta Jimenez. Stephen Joseph Cornelius. Peggy Jean Lytle. Nematu Musa. Aso Hassan Noor, cum laude. Ariana Paoletta. Peter Christian Petruzzo. Lucas Proja. Yana Shimanovich. Jonah Sokolowski. Jennifer Joanne Chojic, magna cum laude. Gennaro Villela. Richard Martin West. Congratulations to all the graduates in the School of Arts, Sciences, and Education. President Clemo, I now present the candidates from the School of Health Professions, led by Dean Maureen Finney. Candidates for the Bachelor of Science: Sarah Balsamello, cum laude. Laura Joanne B.A., magna cum laude. Melissa Marie Borodzik, summa cum laude. Branda Burek. Devin Marie Choops. Royce Michael Thomas Consigli. Ryan Corton. Carly Marie Dempsey, magna cum laude. Jenny Golick. Lauren Golick. Dylan M. Hack. Jacob Francis George Huff. Bryce Peter Humphrey. Jordan Ann Johnson. Nicole King. Kaylin Kowalik. Justin David Lazowski. Megan Lowry. Thank you. That's better. That's better. Nicole Lundberg. Travis English Macreades. Isabella Victoria Madamba. Matthew Marinaccio, cum laude. Matthew Charles Mazakowski. Brianna Elizabeth McFall. Catherine Pirino. Andre Ray. Morgan Ronaldo. Ashley Lynn Seafried. Benjamin George Shaw. Harleen Singh. Caitlin Noel Smith. Jonathan Michael Stefaniak. Kaylee N. Stewart. Jonathan Luis Torres. William Van Auken. Jeremy van de Lutgarden. Jason Daniel Wilson. James William Zeiger, cum laude. Kristen Josette McMurtry. Congratulations to the graduates in the School of Health Professions. President Clemo, I now present the candidates from the School of Nursing, led The School of Nursing is led by Dean Judith Lewis. For the Bachelor of Science in Nursing, Frank Danso Achimpong. Adakumbi Idiat Adapujo. Abisola Agbula. Kiara Najee Aiken. Kayla Helen Akromas, cum laude. Maram Alat Ibi. Nancy Ansa. Natalie Argy, cum laude. Josephine Gabrielle Arnon, cum laude. Alicia Nicole Baez. Ashley Ann Baker, magna cum laude. Nicole Alexandria Banaszak. Marissa Lynn Bogdan. Brittany Nicole Briggs. Megan Lynn Carpenter. Eric Robert Cartenuto, cum laude. Katie Lynn Colley. Sydney Taylor Christ. Erin Elizabeth Cook. Camelia Cruz. Amber Lee Chia, cum laude. Marissa Ann Dalton. Stephanie Grace Dragon, cum laude. Caitlin Marie Dragonette, cum laude. Milta Paula Escoto. Reina Victoria Estrada. Mia Nute Everett. Haley Ferranda. Mallory Annette Gagna, cum laude. Elizabeth Giaquinto. Chelsea Graber. Donald Stephen Green. Samantha Jean Hammer. Joanna K. Hesse. Tasha Hobart. Jessica Marie Hollander. Hannah Hoteling. Anne Hurd. Assisting with the presentation is Teresa Hurd, Anna's mother. Alyssa Izzo, cum laude. Kathleen Mary Johnson. Erica Elizabeth Jurek. Kelsey M. Kazmarek. Frewani Kaifel Abe. Namhyam Kim. Hannah Elizabeth Klein. Hannah Elizabeth Korzek. Deborah Kodoroka Yidam, magna cum laude. Bridget Elizabeth Kraska. Sabrina Marie Kwiatkowski. Teresa Ladner. Sarah Marie Lund. Rachel McDavid. Brianna Elizabeth Mashieski. Leah Marie McPherson. Michael Joseph Macri, cum laude. Chelsea Renee Massage, cum laude. Mariah Monet Mason. Leah Rose Mazzotti, magna cum laude. Jenna Elizabeth McGough. Kaylee A. Kaylee A. McMonigal, summa cum laude. Berazuge Mijabi. Chaz W. Middlebrooks, cum laude. Heather Miller. Amela Nezja, cum laude. Keith Nykarts. Natalie Grace Nimel. Marissa N. Notarbartolo. Molly O'Brien. Serwa Akosa Opoku. Mary Andrea Parks. Sarah Elizabeth Pilot. Chelsea Elizabeth Prisball. Monita Rye. Jennifer Marie Ricciazzi, magna cum laude. Grace Rogers, summa cum laude. Joshua Rogers. Laura Danielle Rokitka. Elizabeth Rukowski, cum laude. Rachel Schubauer. Christina Sally Scruggs. Audrey E. Seener. Ashley Dane Sierra, cum laude. Nicole Christine Snyder, magna cum laude. Shannon Marie Snyder. Christina Marie Cisnowski, magna cum laude. Stella Alexios Stelios. Julie Marie Sullivan, cum laude.
Second one is Elena.
Elena. Cassie Marie Toma. Elena Ann Troutman. Miranda Lynn Turnbull, cum laude. Shadalee Vasquez. Lauren Noel Walsh. Emily Ann Ward. Devin Marie Willard. Emily Gwendolyn Wolf. Jennifer Woods. Alexandra L. Zigai, cum laude. Catherine Marie Zigai. Congratulations to the graduates in the School of Nursing. Congratulations to all our graduates.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Steadman. A final ceremonial tradition. Graduates, please rise. The turning of the tassel on the graduation cap acknowledges the conferral of degrees. To signify achievement of baccalaureate status in the academic community, I now ask that all degree recipients share in this ceremony. Graduates, please move your tassel from right to left. Congratulations.
Congratulations. I would now like to ask Mrs. Dolores Prezyna, class of 1970, 2014, President of the Alumni Association, to the podium to formally induct our new graduates into the D'Youville Alumni Association. Dolores.
It is my honor to be here today, not only as a proud alumni, but as the president of the D'Youville Alumni Association. Today, on this incredibly special occasion, we celebrate your accomplishments, but also the rich history of D'Youville. The Alumni Association provides a vital link between the 20,000 living alumni and the college through our student programs, career networking, alumni events, philanthropic support, and reunions. However, there is another responsibility that comes with being part of this association. So if I may, I want to give you one final assignment. As a proud alum, we ask you to tell the story of D'Youville College. Tell them about the caring community that you have been a part of, the opportunities you have had to study in a globally recognized college. Tell them about the opportunity to learn from faculty scholars, to participate in research, internships, and clinical placements, to be in a place where faculty knows your name. Tell them this story with a grateful, open heart, letting them know that D'Youville provided you the opportunity to make an impact, not only while you studied here, but now in the world. So now, it is my distinct honor to officially induct you into the D'Youville College Alumni Association. On behalf of all of the alumni, we welcome with great pride the class of 2018. We look forward to seeing you, hearing from you, learning about your lives after D'Youville. Don't forget to share the D'Youville story with all those you meet across the globe. It is now, after all, your story. Thank you.
Dr. Lorrie Clemo, president of D'Youville, will now give her congratulatory remarks. Dr. Clemo.
Graduates, please be seated. For the final time. Congratulations once again, graduates. Today is truly a milestone day for each of you. The achievement of a dream, a goal, a calling that started a few years ago when you selected D'Youville on an admissions form and decided to make our college your first choice. And we are so grateful and thankful that you did. And we are so hopeful that you feel the same at the end of this part of your journey. My congratulations are really from the entire D'Youville community, to whom I am so indebted for their commitment to excellence. I thank our faculty, who dedicate themselves to providing you a stimulating academic environment, and who often share with me stories about the joy and satisfaction they receive when working with you. Please join me in thanking your faculty. I also thank our devoted staff, who work tirelessly to help make your experiences outside the classroom seamless and simple. They may not have the hands-on time with you in the classroom, but they too share with me so many positive experiences about their day-to-day work with you. And one more group to thank, and I turn my attention back to you, graduates, to all of those people in your lives your families, friends, classmates, and coworkers, the closest to you who have been with you, your encouragers, your comforters, your supporters, your counselors, whatever their role in your life has been, I thank them for being a part of the team that got you here to this place today. And if I may, can I ask our graduates to take a moment and once more join me in thanking those who are your support network. And now, today, you are in part celebrating no more lectures, late night studying, cramming for exams, but hold the party, because I am here to offer you the very last lecture from DeUville College. You have officially crossed the finish line. However, you are really at a new starting line. Soon you will begin a new phase of your life, one that is expected to span another 50, who knows, maybe another 100 years. It is hard to appreciate the nature of the world in 2118 or even 2068, 50 years from now. But we do know that there will be challenges and opportunities that you, our newest alumni, the class of 2018, will respond, just as the class of 1968 has done 50 years since their graduation. Later this year, the college will come together, much like today, to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the class of 1968. 1968, for those of you in the audience that remember, marked a year of seismic social and political change in the United States. Some would argue it was the most historic year in modern U.S. history. It was the year that the first blacks were elected mayors of major U.S. cities. Mayor Carl Stokes of Cleveland and Mayor Richard Hatcher of Gary, Indiana. The North Koreans captured the USS Pueblo, a Navy intelligence ship in the Sea of Japan. Its crew was held captive under harsh conditions for 11 months. The semiconductor manufacturer Intel was founded in Santa Clara, California. The company soon after built the first microprocessor chip and became a worldwide computer industry leader. North Vietnam launched the Tet Offensive, a coordinated attack by 85,000 Viet Cong and North Vietnamese that targeted 36 cities and towns in South Vietnam. It caught U.S.-led forces by surprise and in many ways signified the beginning of the end of U.S. involvement in Vietnam. The Fair Housing Act was signed by President Lyndon Johnson, prohibiting discrimination on the basis of race, religion, gender, or national origin in housing sales, rentals, and financing. 39-year-old Martin Luther King was assassinated on the balcony of the Lorraine Hotel in Memphis, unleashing a wave of violence, looting, and arson across the United States. Boeing unveiled the 747, the distinctive wide-body passenger and cargo jet. It was a game changer in air travel, carrying 374 passengers in a 300-ton aircraft. McDonald's introduced its signature hamburger, the Big Mac. And 50 years later, it's still America's and possibly the world's favorite sandwich. 42-year-old Robert Kennedy, brother of slain President John F. Kennedy, was shot in Los Angeles after winning the California presidential primary. Star Trek became the first in America to show an interracial kiss when Captain Kirk kissed Kenneth O'Hara. Appropriately, Kirk had the line in the episode, "Where I come from, size, shape, or color makes no difference." Yale University decided to admit women after 267 years. After winning the 200-meter sprint in the Olympic Games in Mexico City, U.S. athletes Tommy Smith and John Carlos bowed their heads in racial protest at the Star-Spangled Banner. While expelled from the USA team, when they returned home, they were hailed as heroes. Running back O.J. Simpson of the University of Southern California won the Heisman Trophy. And at the end of the year, on Christmas Eve, 1968, Apollo 8 became the first manned spacecraft to orbit the moon. It was the first time the whole planet was seen from space. A photo of the planet Earth was shown on television as the astronauts read from the book of Genesis. As I speak today, we can say that we've made enormous progress in this country. Yet in many ways, we are still reckoning with the changes that came that tumultuous year. We are still feeling the aftershocks. The class of 1968 of D'Youville College, by the way, all women, was smack in the middle of the Cold War, civil rights, human rights, youth culture, all exploding with great force as they sat in your seats for their commencement. To say they were tried and tested as individuals and that they had huge challenges before them was an understatement. Many of you sit here today because of them. The foresight of these alumni through some of the most difficult times in our history that gave their time, talent, and treasure back to D'Youville College has made D'Youville the great institution it is today. Their confidence in the college through their gifts and scholarships have provided many of you the financial assistance needed to earn your degree. Their investment in you is our hope for a better tomorrow. We need you. Our world needs you. Your ideas, your passion, your commitment. We have important problems that need fixing. How do we feed a world whose population is expected to grow to 9 billion in the decades ahead? How do we sustainably and safely meet the world's energy needs? How do we battle the rapid spread of disease in a world that feels smaller every day? How do we instill hope and a sense of real potential in younger generations, particularly young males, that see these challenges coming their way? As educated women and men, these challenges are now yours. These solutions will not be easy. If they were, earlier generations would have solved these problems. But this generation, your generation, with your collaborative spirit, will find those solutions. They are within your reach. We have prepared you, our newest alumni, to be leaders in our society. You have developed strong habits of achievement. You are already tomorrow's leaders. Today, you will leave D'Youville to venture off into the new, and that path is yours to clear and to build. We wish you good luck. Do well in the world. We will follow your leadership contributions with the greatest of interest. Congratulations, and God bless the class of 2018.
Thank you, President Clemo, for your final congratulatory words to our graduates. I now ask John Garfoot, Vice President for Financial Affairs, to offer our benediction. John.
Thank you, Dr. Abbarno. Let us pause for just a moment before we depart today and reflect. For the families, relatives, and friends of these graduating students, your calling was to support them in any way needed or possible as they pursued their academic goals. Well done. For the members of the Board of Trustees, administrators, staff, and devoted faculty, our calling was to provide these graduates with the instruction, experiences, and opportunities to accomplish their academic goals and to prepare them for their lives as responsible and caring citizens. And for you, our cherished students, you have now completed one calling, as evidenced by the degrees you hold in your hands today. But you have another calling ahead of you, to leave these halls of education, to put your knowledge to use in your chosen fields, and to contribute to the world community by leading compassionate, productive, and responsible lives. If you make that your new calling, the mission of Duville College is accomplished. And so our closing prayer is simple. We offer our thanks to God for all who have answered their calling by supporting our students. We offer our thanks for the intellect of our students and for their relentless and successful pursuit of knowledge. We pray for the strength to continue to pursue our callings, whatever they may be, and we pray that we always remember the words of St. Marguerite de Youville, we must never refuse to serve. Congratulations, class of 2018. Good luck and Godspeed in your future pursuits and endeavors.
Please rise for the singing of the Alma Mater, which will be sung by Lorraine O'Donnell, Managing Director of our Kavinoky Theater. The words are printed on the back of the program and on the screen above.
Duville Alma Mater, our song we raise to thee, a song of love, a song of praise, a song of loyalty. We love thy gracious, kindly ways. We praise thy spirit high. Our loyalty to thy fair name will never fade nor die. When we shall leave thy sheltering arms, thy ivy-covered walls, our spirit shall return again to walk thy quiet halls. Thy teaching shall remain with us, although all else departs, and red and white thy colors bloom like roses in our hearts.
Please be seated. Thank you to the families and guests for attending the 2018 undergraduate commencement ceremony. It has been our collective pleasure at Duville to be with all of you, our newest graduates today. Congratulations. As we recess from the ceremony today, we request that all guests please remain in their seats until all graduates have left the auditorium. President Clemo, I declare the 2018 undergraduate commencement of D'Youville College to be adjourned.
I am not a stranger to the dark. Hide away, they say, 'cause we don't want your broken parts. I've learned to be ashamed of all my scars. Run away, they say, no one will love you as you are, but I won't let them break me down to dust. I know that there's a place for us, for we are glorious.
When the sharpest words want to cut me down, I'm gonna send a flood, gonna drown them out. I am brave, I am bruised, I am who I'm meant to be. This is me. Look out, 'cause here I come. And I'm marching out to the beat I drum.
I'm not scared to be seen. I make no apologies. This is me.
Another round of bullets hits my skin. We'll fire away, 'cause today I won't let this shame sink in.
We are bursting through the barricades and reaching for the sun.
We are warriors.
Yeah, that's what we become.
I won't let them break me down to dust. I know that there's a place for us, for we are glorious.
When the sharpest words want to cut me down, I'm gonna send the flood, gonna drown them out. I am brave, I am bruised, I am who I'm meant to be. This is me. Look out, 'cause here I come. And I'm marching on to the beat I drum. I'm not scared to be seen. I make no apologies. This is me. This is me.
And I know that I deserve your love, 'cause there's nothing I'm not worthy of.
When the sharpest words want to cut me down, I'm gonna send a flood, gonna drown them out. This is brave, this is bruised, this is who I'm meant to be. This is me. Look out, 'cause here I come.
Look out, 'cause here I
And I'm marching
come.